Muhammad Ali, the greatest boxer who ever lived. Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. We are going to learn about the life of Muhammad Ali. This will be a simple and easy to understand biography, perfect for practicing your English listening. Muhammad Ali was not just a boxer. He was a champion, an activist, and an icon who changed the world. Let's get started. Early life and childhood. Muhammad Ali was born on January 17, 1942, in Louisville, Kentucky. His birth name was Cassius Marcellus Clay, Jr. He was named after his father, Cassius Marcellus Clay, Sr. His mother's name was Odessa Grady Clay. She was a loving mother who worked as a household domestic worker. His father painted signs and murals to support the family. Cassius Clay Jr. grew up in a time when America was very different. Black people and white people were separated by laws called segregation laws. Black people could not go to the same schools as white people. They could not eat at the same restaurants. They could not drink from the same water fountains. They had to sit in the back of buses. This was very unfair, and it made young Cassius angry. Cassius had one younger brother named Rudy Clay. Later, Rudy would change his name to Rahman Ali. The two brothers were very close. They grew up together in a working-class neighborhood in Louisville. The family was not rich, but they had enough to get by. Cassius was a normal boy who liked to play and have fun with his friends. When Cassius was 12 years old, something happened that changed his life forever. Someone stole his bicycle. The bicycle was red and white, and Cassius loved it very much. He was very angry that someone had stolen it. He went to find a police officer to report the theft. The police officer he found was named Joe Martin. Joe Martin was also a boxing coach. He trained young boys to box at a local gym. When Cassius told Joe Martin that he wanted to beat up whoever stole his bike, Joe Martin said something important. He said, "Well, you better learn how to fight before you start challenging people." Joe Martin invited Cassius to come to his gym. Cassius went to the gym and started learning how to box. He was a natural talent. He was fast, strong, and determined. He trained 6 days a week. He would wake up early in the morning and run. Then he would go to school. After school, he would go to the gym and train for hours. Cassius was not a great student in school. He struggled with reading because he had dyslexia. Dyslexia is a learning difficulty that makes it hard to read, but Cassius did not let this stop him. He focused on boxing, and he became very good at it very quickly. Amateur boxing career. Cassius Clay began his amateur boxing career when he was 12 years old. An amateur boxer is someone who boxes but does not get paid for it. Amateur boxing is where young boxers learn and develop their skills before they become professional. Cassius won his first amateur fight. Then he won his second fight. Then he kept winning. He was incredibly talented. He was fast on his feet and had quick hands. He could punch hard and he could avoid being hit. Other boxers had trouble catching him because he moved so well. By the time Cassius was 18 years old, he had won 6 Kentucky Golden Gloves championships. The Golden Gloves is a famous amateur boxing competition in America. Winning 1 Golden Gloves championship is a great achievement. Winning 6 was extraordinary. In 1959, Cassius Clay won the National Golden Gloves Tournament. He also won the Amateur Athletic Union national title. He was becoming known as one of the best young boxers in America. People started to pay attention to this young man from Louisville. In 1960, something very important happened. Cassius Clay qualified for the United States Olympic boxing team. The Olympics that year were held in Rome, Italy. This was a huge opportunity for Cassius. The Olympics would allow him to compete against the best amateur boxers from around the world. Cassius traveled to Rome for the 1960 Olympics. He was 18 years old. He competed in the light heavyweight division. A light heavyweight is a weight class in boxing for boxers who weigh between 165 and 178 pounds. Cassius fought several fights in the Olympics, and he won them all. In the final match, Muhammad Ali won the gold medal. He defeated a Polish boxer named Zbigniew Pietrzycki-Łusko. Winning an Olympic gold medal was an incredible achievement. Cassius was so proud of his medal that he wore it everywhere. He wore it to restaurants, he wore it to bed, he even wore it in the shower. He was very proud to represent America and to win gold. When Cassius returned to Louisville, he was a hero. People celebrated him. But something happened that disappointed him greatly. Even though he was an Olympic champion, he still faced racism. He went to a restaurant and they refused to serve him because he was black. This made Cassius very angry and sad. He had represented his country and won a gold medal, but he was still treated as a second-class citizen. There is a famous story that says Cassius threw his Olympic gold medal into the Ohio River because he was so upset about racism. However, this story might not be true. Years later, Cassius said he simply lost the medal. In 1996, Muhammad Ali was given a replacement gold medal at the Atlanta Olympics. Whether he threw it away or lost it, the story shows how much racism hurt him. Becoming a professional boxer. After the Olympics, Cassius Clay decided to become a professional boxer. A professional boxer is someone who gets paid to fight. Cassius signed with a group of businessmen from Louisville who agreed to sponsor him. They would pay for his training and expenses, and in return, they would get a share of his earnings. Cassius had his first professional fight on October 29, 1960. He fought against a boxer named Tunney Hunsaker. Cassius won the fight easily. He continued to win fight after fight. He was undefeated, which means he never lost. Cassius was not just winning fights, he was winning them in spectacular fashion. He was incredibly fast and graceful in the ring. He moved like a dancer. Other boxers could not hit him. He would lean back and the punches would miss by inches. Then he would counter with his own fast punches. Cassius also started doing something unusual. He started talking before his fights. He would predict which round he would knock out his opponent. He would make up rhymes and poems. He would say things like, "Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. His hands can't hit what his eyes can't see." He called himself the greatest. Many people thought he was arrogant and boastful, but Cassius knew what he was doing. He was creating excitement and getting people to pay attention to his fights. The media loved Cassius Clay because he was entertaining. He gave great interviews. He was funny and confident. He had a big personality. This made him very popular, but it also made some people dislike him. Some people thought he should be more humble and quiet, but Cassius was being himself, and he refused to change for anyone. By 1963, Cassius Clay had won 19 professional fights. He had only lost 0 fights. He was ready for his biggest challenge yet. He was ready to fight for the World Heavyweight Championship of the world. The fight against Sonny Liston. In 1964, Cassius Clay got his chance to fight for the World Heavyweight Championship. The champion at that time was a man named Sonny Liston. Sonny Liston was a very scary fighter. He was big, strong, and intimidating. He had huge fists. Many people were afraid of Sonny Liston. He had knocked out his previous opponent in the first round. When it was announced that Cassius Clay would fight Sonny Liston, most people thought Cassius would lose. They thought Sonny Liston would destroy him. Sports writers predicted that Sonny Liston would knock Cassius out easily. Even some of Cassius's supporters were worried, but Cassius was confident. He said he would beat Sonny Liston and become the champion. Before the fight, Cassius did something clever. He went to Sonny Liston's house in the middle of the night. He brought reporters with him. He started shouting and causing a scene. He wanted to make Sonny Liston angry and nervous. He wanted to get inside his head. This was psychological warfare. Cassius was trying to win the fight before it even started. The fight took place on February 25, 1964, in Miami Beach, Florida. Cassius Clay was 22 years old. The crowd was huge. Everyone wanted to see if the young challenger could defeat the feared champion. When the fight started, Cassius used his speed. He moved around the ring. Sonny Liston tried to hit him, but Cassius was too fast. Cassius would dance away from Sonny's punches and then hit him with quick combinations. Sonny Liston had never fought anyone like Cassius before. As the fight continued, something amazing happened. Sonny Liston started to look tired and frustrated. He could not catch Cassius. Cassius was winning round after round. By the end of the 6th round, Sonny Liston did not come out for the 7th round. He quit. He stayed on his stool and refused to continue fighting. Cassius Clay had won. He was the new heavyweight champion of the world. He was only 22 years old. He jumped around the ring celebrating. He shouted to reporters, "I shook up the world. I'm the king of the world." It was one of the biggest upsets in boxing history. The young man who everyone said would lose had proved them all wrong. Becoming Muhammad Ali. The day after Cassius Clay won the heavyweight championship, he made a big announcement. He announced that he had joined the Nation of Islam. The Nation of Islam was a religious and political organization for Black Americans. It taught that Black people should be proud of their heritage and should work to improve their own communities. Cassius Clay also announced that he was changing his name. He said that Cassius Clay was a slave name. When African slaves were brought to America, they were given the names of their white slave owners. The Clay family had been slaves owned by a man named Cassius Marcellus Clay. Cassius did not want to carry a slave name anymore. His new name was Muhammad Ali. Muhammad is the name of the Prophet in Islam. Ali was the name of a cousin of the Prophet. Muhammad Ali said this was his true name. He said, "Cassius Clay is a slave name. I didn't choose it and I don't want it. I am Muhammad Ali, a free name. It means beloved of God, and I insist people use it when speaking to me." Many people refused to call him Muhammad Ali at first. Sports announcers kept calling him Cassius Clay. Newspapers used his old name. This made Muhammad Ali very angry. He said, "If you call me Cassius Clay, I will not respond. That is not my name." Eventually, most people started using his new name, but it took several years. Muhammad Ali's conversion to Islam and his name change were controversial. Many white Americans did not like it. They thought he was being ungrateful. They thought he was being influenced by radical groups. But Muhammad Ali did not care what they thought. He believed in his religion, and he believed in standing up for what he thought was right. Muhammad Ali also became friends with Malcolm X. Malcolm X was a famous civil rights leader and a member of the Nation of Islam. Malcolm X was intelligent, charismatic, and passionate about Black rights. Muhammad Ali admired him greatly. The two men spent a lot of time together. However, their friendship ended when Malcolm X left the Nation of Islam due to disagreements with its leaders. Defending the championship. After becoming champion, Muhammad Ali had to defend his title. When you are the champion, other boxers can challenge you. If they beat you, they become the new champion. Muhammad Ali defended his title many times. In 1965, Muhammad Ali fought Sonny Liston again. This was a rematch of their first fight. The fight took place in Lewiston, Maine. This fight was even more controversial than the first one. In the first round, Muhammad Ali knocked Sonny Liston down with a punch. Sonny Liston stayed down and did not get up. The fight was over in less than 2 minutes. Many people thought the punch did not look very hard. They wondered if the fight was fixed. They called the punch the Phantom Punch because it seemed like Sonny Liston had not been hit hard enough to stay down. To this day, people argue about whether the fight was real or not. Muhammad Ali always insisted it was a real knockout. Muhammad Ali continued to fight and win. He fought Floyd Patterson, George Chuvalo, Henry Cooper, Brian London, Carl Mildenberger, and many others. He beat them all. He was dominating the heavyweight division. Many people now agreed that he really was the greatest, as he claimed. Muhammad Ali's fighting style was unique. Most heavyweight boxers were slow and powerful. They would stand in one place and trade punches. Muhammad Ali was different. He was fast and graceful. He would dance around the ring. He had a technique called the Ali shuffle, where he would move his feet very quickly in a fancy pattern. This would confuse his opponents and excite the crowd. Muhammad Ali also had incredible reflexes. He would lean back to avoid punches at the last second. He could see punches coming and move his head out of the way. He made boxing look easy and beautiful. People who did not normally watch boxing started watching Muhammad Ali fights because he was so entertaining. By 1967, Muhammad Ali had successfully defended his heavyweight title 9 times. He was at the peak of his career. He was 25 years old, undefeated, and the most famous athlete in the world. But then something happened that changed everything. Refusing to fight in the Vietnam War. In 1967, Muhammad Ali was drafted by the United States military. The draft meant that the government was ordering him to join the army. America was fighting in the Vietnam War, and the government needed soldiers. When young men were drafted, they had to report for military service, or they would go to jail. Muhammad Ali refused to go. He said he would not fight in the Vietnam War. His refusal was based on his religious beliefs. As a Muslim, he believed the war was wrong. He also did not think he should fight in a war against people in Vietnam who had never done anything to him. Muhammad Ali gave a famous quote about his refusal. He said, "I ain't got no quarrel with them Viet Cong. No Viet Cong ever called me nigger." This quote showed that Muhammad Ali saw a contradiction. America was asking him to fight people in another country while black people in America were still being treated badly. Muhammad Ali decided to stand up for what he believed in, even though he knew there would be serious consequences. The consequences were severe. Muhammad Ali was arrested. He was stripped of his heavyweight championship title. All the boxing commissions in America took away his boxing license. This meant he could not fight professionally anywhere in the United States. Muhammad Ali was banned from boxing. Muhammad Ali was also put on trial. He was charged with draft evasion, which means refusing to join the military when drafted. He was found guilty. The judge sentenced him to 5 years in prison and fined him $10,000. Muhammad Ali appealed the decision, which meant he asked higher courts to review his case. He did not go to prison immediately while his case was being appealed. Many Americans were angry at Muhammad Ali. They thought he was unpatriotic. They thought he was a coward. Sports writers criticized him. Politicians condemned him. He received death threats. Some people said he should have his citizenship taken away. But Muhammad Ali did not back down. He stood by his beliefs. However, many other people supported Muhammad Ali. Many people opposed the Vietnam War. They thought it was wrong for America to be fighting in Vietnam. They admired Muhammad Ali for having the courage to stand up for his beliefs. Civil rights leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. supported him. Young people especially admired his courage. Muhammad Ali could not box for 3.5 years. These were supposed to be the best years of his career. He was in his mid-20s, at his physical peak. Instead of fighting and earning money, he spent these years speaking at colleges and giving interviews. He spoke about civil rights, about religion, and about peace. He became more than just a boxer. He became a voice for people who opposed war and racism. The return to boxing. In 1970, Muhammad Ali was finally allowed to box again. His boxing license was restored in some states. He was 30 years old. He had been away from boxing for 3.5 years. Many people wondered if he could still compete at the highest level. Muhammad Ali's first fight after his comeback was against Jerry Quarry in Atlanta, Georgia. Muhammad Ali won the fight in the 3rd round. He showed that he still had his speed and skill. He then fought Oscar Bonavena and won that fight too. Muhammad Ali was back. In 1971, Muhammad Ali got the chance to fight for the heavyweight championship again. The current champion was Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier had become champion while Muhammad Ali was banned from boxing. This fight was called the Fight of the Century because it was the first time 2 undefeated heavyweight champions fought each other. The fight took place on March 8, 1971, at Madison Square Garden in New York City. It was one of the most anticipated sporting events in history. Millions of people around the world watched the fight. Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier both fought incredibly hard. The fight went all 15 rounds. In the 15th round, Joe Frazier knocked Muhammad Ali down with a powerful left hook. Muhammad Ali got up, but Joe Frazier won the fight by decision. This was Muhammad Ali's first professional loss. He had fought 31 professional fights and won them all. Now he had lost. Muhammad Ali was disappointed, but he did not give up. He knew he would get another chance. In 1973, Muhammad Ali lost another fight to Ken Norton. Ken Norton broke Muhammad Ali's jaw during the fight. Muhammad Ali fought the rest of the fight with a broken jaw, showing incredible toughness, but he lost the decision. Some people thought Muhammad Ali was finished. They thought he was too old and had been away from boxing too long. But Muhammad Ali proved them wrong again. In 1974, he got a rematch with Joe Frazier. This time, Muhammad Ali won. He then beat Ken Norton in a rematch. Muhammad Ali was showing that he was still one of the best boxers in the world. The Rumble in the Jungle. In 1974, Muhammad Ali got another chance to win the heavyweight championship. The champion was George Foreman. George Foreman was younger than Muhammad Ali and was considered unbeatable. He had knocked out Joe Frazier in 2 rounds. He had destroyed every opponent he faced. George Foreman hit incredibly hard. People were worried that Muhammad Ali would get seriously hurt. The fight was scheduled to take place in Kinshasa, Zaire, which is now called the Democratic Republic of Congo. The fight was called the Rumble in the Jungle. A promoter named Don King organized the fight. Each fighter would be paid $5 million, which was an enormous amount of money at that time. Muhammad Ali arrived in Africa weeks before the fight. The African people loved him. They chanted Ali Bomaye, which means Ali, kill him, in the Lingala language. Muhammad Ali was a hero in Africa because he was a proud black man who stood up to white America. He represented black pride and resistance. Before the fight, almost everyone predicted that George Foreman would win. George Foreman was younger, stronger, and more powerful. Muhammad Ali was 32 years old, which is old for a boxer. But Muhammad Ali had a plan. The fight took place on October 30th, 1974. When the fight started, Muhammad Ali did something unexpected. Instead of dancing around the ring as he usually did, he went to the ropes and leaned back. He let George Foreman hit him. He covered up and protected his face and body, but he let George Foreman punch him over and over. Muhammad Ali's strategy was called rope-a-dope. The idea was to let George Foreman punch himself out. George Foreman would get tired from throwing so many punches, and then Muhammad Ali would attack. It was a risky strategy because George Foreman hit so hard that he could knock Muhammad Ali out at any moment. Round after round, George Foreman threw powerful punches. Muhammad Ali stayed on the ropes and absorbed the punishment. He talked to George Foreman during the fight, saying things like, "Is that all you got?" and "They told me you could hit hard." This made George Foreman even more frustrated.
By the 8th round, George Foreman was exhausted. He had thrown hundreds of punches and was breathing heavily. Muhammad Ali saw his opportunity. He came off the ropes and started throwing combinations. He hit George Foreman with a series of punches that knocked him down. George Foreman fell to the canvas and could not get up in time. Muhammad Ali had won by knockout. Muhammad Ali was the heavyweight champion of the world again. At 32 years old, he had reclaimed his title. People could not believe it. Muhammad Ali had defeated one of the most feared fighters in boxing history using intelligence and strategy. The Rumble in the Jungle became one of the most famous boxing matches in history. The Thrilla in Manila. After defeating George Foreman, Muhammad Ali defended his title several times. In 1975, he fought Joe Frazier for the 3rd time. Their first fight had been won by Joe Frazier. Their second fight had been won by Muhammad Ali. Now they would fight one more time to settle who was better. The fight was called the Thrilla in Manila because it took place in Manila, the capital of the Philippines. This fight is considered one of the greatest boxing matches of all time. It was brutal and exhausting for both fighters. The fight took place on October 1, 1975. Muhammad Ali started strong, winning the early rounds with his speed and skill, but Joe Frazier fought back. In the middle rounds, Joe Frazier landed many hard punches. Muhammad Ali was hurt and tired. Joe Frazier was known for his powerful left hook and his ability to take punishment. He kept coming forward no matter how many times he was hit. The fight continued for 14 rounds. Both men were exhausted. Muhammad Ali later said it was the closest he ever came to dying in a boxing ring. After the 14th round, Joe Frazier's trainer stopped the fight. Joe Frazier's eyes were swollen shut. He could not see. Muhammad Ali had won, but barely. Both men had given them everything they had. After the fight, Muhammad Ali showed respect for Joe Frazier. He said, "Joe Frazier is the greatest fighter of all time next to me." The two men had pushed each other to their absolute limits. Their 3 fights together are legendary in boxing history. Later career and retirement. Muhammad Ali continued to fight throughout the 1970s. He defended his title several times. He fought boxers like Ken Norton, Ernie Shavers, and Leon Spinks. In 1978, Muhammad Ali lost his title to Leon Spinks, a young boxer with very little professional experience. This was a major upset. However, Muhammad Ali won the rematch against Leon Spinks 7 months later. This made Muhammad Ali the first boxer ever to win the heavyweight championship 3 times. No one had done this before. It was another incredible achievement in Muhammad Ali's legendary career. By the late 1970s, Muhammad Ali was getting older. He was in his late 30s. He had been boxing professionally for almost 20 years. His reflexes were slower. He could not move as quickly as he used to. Many people thought he should retire, but Muhammad Ali loved boxing and was not ready to stop. In 1980, Muhammad Ali came out of retirement to fight Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes was the current heavyweight champion and was much younger than Muhammad Ali. The fight was sad to watch. Muhammad Ali could not compete anymore. He was slow and tired. Larry Holmes won easily. After the fight, Muhammad Ali's doctor revealed that Muhammad Ali had suffered damage to his kidneys during the fight.
In 1981, Muhammad Ali fought one last time against Trevor Berbick. Muhammad Ali lost this fight too. After the fight, Muhammad Ali finally retired from boxing. He was 39 years old. His final professional record was 56 wins and 5 losses. He had been heavyweight champion 3 times. He had fought in some of the most famous boxing matches in history. Parkinson's disease and later life. A few years after Muhammad Ali retired, people noticed that something was wrong. Muhammad Ali's speech was slurred. His hands shook. He moved slowly. In 1984, Muhammad Ali was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's disease is a brain disorder that affects movement. People with Parkinson's shake, move slowly, and have stiff muscles. The disease gets worse over time. Doctors believed that Muhammad Ali developed Parkinson's because of all the punches he took to the head during his boxing career. Muhammad Ali's Parkinson's disease was difficult for him and for his family. He had been so fast and graceful, now he moved slowly. He had been so eloquent with his words, now he had trouble speaking. But Muhammad Ali remained positive. He continued to make public appearances and inspire people. In 1996, Muhammad Ali had one of the most memorable moments of his later life. The Summer Olympics were being held in Atlanta, Georgia. At the opening ceremony, Muhammad Ali was chosen to light the Olympic torch. This was a great honor. Muhammad Ali, who had won an Olympic gold medal in 1960, was now lighting the torch 36 years later. When Muhammad Ali appeared carrying the torch, the whole stadium erupted in applause. People were cheering and crying. Muhammad Ali's hands were shaking from Parkinson's disease, but he successfully lit the torch. It was an emotional moment that showed how much people loved and respected him. It also showed Muhammad Ali's courage in appearing publicly despite his illness. Muhammad Ali spent his later years doing charity work. He traveled around the world promoting peace and helping people. He visited hospitals and spent time with sick children. He worked to provide food and medical supplies to poor countries. He became a United Nations messenger of peace. Muhammad Ali also worked to promote understanding between different religions and cultures. After the terrorist attacks on September 11, 2001, some people in America began to distrust Muslims. Muhammad Ali spoke out against this prejudice. He said that Islam is a religion of peace and that terrorists do not represent true Islam. Muhammad Ali received many honors and awards in his later life. He received the Presidential Medal of Freedom from President George W. Bush in 2005. He was named Sports Illustrated's Sportsman of the Century. He was recognized not just as a great athlete, but as a great humanitarian who made the world better. Muhammad Ali's wives and children. Muhammad Ali was married 4 times during his life. He had 9 children. Let's talk about his marriages and family. Muhammad Ali's first wife was Sanji Roy. They married in 1964, shortly after Muhammad Ali won his first heavyweight championship. However, their marriage did not last long. They divorced in 1966. They had no children together. Muhammad Ali's second wife was Belinda Boyd. She later changed her name to Khalila Ali. They married in 1967. Together they had 4 children. Maryam Ali, born in 1968, Jamila Ali, born in 1970, she is Jamila's twin, and Muhammad Ali Jr., born in 1972. Muhammad Ali and Khalila Ali divorced in 1977. Muhammad Ali's third wife was Veronica Porsche. They married in 1977. They had 2 daughters together, Hana Ali, born in 1976, and Laila Ali, born in 1977. Laila Ali would later become a professional boxer herself and became a world champion. Muhammad Ali and Veronica Porsche divorced in 1986. Muhammad Ali's fourth wife was Lonnie Williams. They married in 1986 and stayed married until Muhammad Ali's death. Lonnie had known Muhammad Ali since she was a child. She grew up in the same neighborhood in Louisville. Together, they adopted 1 son, Asad Amin Ali. Muhammad Ali also had 2 other daughters from relationships outside of his marriages, Mia Ali and Kalia Ali. Muhammad Ali loved all of his children and grandchildren very much. Death and legacy. Muhammad Ali died on June 3, 2016. He was 74 years old. He died in Scottsdale, Arizona, from complications related to Parkinson's disease. His death was mourned around the world. World leaders, celebrities, and millions of ordinary people expressed their sadness. Muhammad Ali's funeral was held in his hometown of Louisville, Kentucky. Thousands of people lined the streets to pay their respects as his funeral procession passed by.
The funeral service included speeches from political leaders, religious leaders, and celebrities. People from different religions, races, and countries came together to honor Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali's legacy is enormous. He is considered one of the greatest boxers who ever lived. Many experts say he is the greatest heavyweight boxer in history. He had incredible speed, skill, and intelligence in the ring. He fought and defeated the best boxers of his generation. But Muhammad Ali's legacy goes beyond boxing. He was a civil rights icon who stood up against racism and injustice. When Black Americans were fighting for equal rights in the 1960s, Muhammad Ali used his fame to support that cause. He refused to be quiet or submissive. He demanded respect and equality. Muhammad Ali's refusal to fight in the Vietnam War was an act of great courage. He gave up his title, his license to box, and millions of dollars because he believed the war was wrong. He risked going to prison for his beliefs. Today, many people see his stand as heroic. He showed that athletes can use their platform to speak out on important issues.
Muhammad Ali also changed how athletes present themselves. Before Muhammad Ali, most athletes were quiet and humble in public. Muhammad Ali was bold, confident, and entertaining. He talked trash to his opponents. He made predictions. He created excitement. Today, many athletes copy his style. He showed that being confident and expressive can be a good thing. Muhammad Ali's famous quotes are still repeated today. "Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I am the greatest. Impossible is nothing." These quotes inspire people to be confident and to pursue their dreams. Muhammad Ali believed in himself, even when others doubted him. This self-belief helped him achieve incredible things. Muhammad Ali's story teaches us important lessons. He teaches us to stand up for what we believe in, even when it is difficult. He teaches us that one person can make a difference. He teaches us to be confident in our abilities. He teaches us to respect others and to fight against injustice. He teaches us that greatness comes from hard work, dedication, and never giving up. Muhammad Ali was called the greatest, and he truly was. He was the greatest boxer of his time. He was a great activist who fought for justice. He was a great humanitarian who helped people around the world. His impact on sports, on society, and on history cannot be measured. Muhammad Ali changed the world, and his legacy will live forever. His story shows that with courage, conviction, and determination, it is possible to overcome any obstacle and achieve truly great things.